Hey guys, it's Dave with Apex-Used-Appliance-Control-Boards.com, and today in the shop we have a Samsung dryer. And we're just going to go through a couple things real quickly on how to diagnose the control board. So a lot of questions that we get is, I think I need a control board, but I'm not sure. And we're just going to go through, the basic steps to check before you buy a control board from us. That way you can make sure you can get your appliance up and running as fast as possible. First things first with the Samsungs and any appliance really is where's the model number and where's the part number. Those are going to be the two things you're going to need to order the correct parts. And Samsung's can be a real trick to get the right parts for. So we're going to show you that first and foremost. Opening up the door here, right here is the tag for the model number, and right here is this big one, and it has a /A2, and then a lot of times you'll see Samsungs have a 01 after that 00, and that number is right here after this DC92001, so it'd be an A301. So they can be a trick to get the model number, but I'll show you how to get the part number off the part itself, and that'll make it a lot easier for you. So we already have the top taken off, and we're just going to go over some checks. First and foremost, if you didn't have any display here, we got to check the power coming in from the wall, make sure we have the right voltage coming to the unit itself, and we'll go around back and show you that. Okay, we're around back here, and this is what's called the terminal block. This is the cord coming in from the wall. And we're just going to check for 120 volts on each side in relation to neutral here. And our meter set on volts AC should have 120 volts from side to side, so each side has 120, so that's good. And then we're going to check in relation to each other, so now both sides together, and we should have 210 volts, and we do, and that's just confirming that we have the correct wall voltage coming in. So if you didn't have a display up front, that's the very first thing you want to check, is make sure that you have the right voltage coming in from the wall to the terminal block. Okay, we still have our black lead hooked up to the center wire here. That's neutral on the terminal block, and we got up here to the control board, and what we're going to do is just check a few things. Obviously the control board was in a metal case right here. We just took it off to make it easier to see and get to the proper relays that we need to get to. Right now we just have the red lead from our voltmeter here. It's set on volts AC. This black wire, this is just the same thing as the black wire coming out of here. It's just line 1, 120 volts AC, and we have our meter set up that way. So we have 120 volts getting to the control board, so we know the board's getting power. And then also we have 120 volts here. These two relays, we're going to go over these relays. This is what we need to check with this particular dryer. This one here is for the motor itself. That's what's going to make the basket tumble. And then this one here that we had, this one's for the heating element. So when we stick our meter in here, we don't have anything, but when we start the dryer, regular time dry, high heat setting, turn it on, we're going to get 120 volts. And that's coming out of that relay. So that relay is functioning with the control board. Very common for the heating relay to be blown on these, and you would have a no heat situation. This is how you check if the control board is your problem or something else down the line. In this case, the control board is sending out the proper voltage. And it's going to be exactly the same thing with the motor circuit. And that's right here, this brown wire, and I'm just going in the side here. And then we're going to turn the dryer on to check for 120 volts coming out of that. Obviously, since the drum is turning, we know that this particular dryer is getting the 120 volts. So when we stick this wire down in here, there we go. There's our 120 on the meter. So if you had a situation where you were getting no tumble and you wanted to know if the control board was causing the problem or if there was something else online, that's how you check this here. Put that in here, check for 120 volts when you put it in start, and if you had no tumble, the control board would be working and something else down the line is causing it to not function. So that's it. That's how you check these Samsungs. The other thing I wanted to just point out real fast is that these particular control boards, all these caps on here, they should be nice and flat. So the capacitors. So these capacitors here, nice and flat on the top. And if they're bulbous, if they're protruding out, then that is a typical sign for a bad control board. And also if this conformal coating here, this epoxy coating, if it's black and burned and melted off anywhere, that's also a sign that the board's overheated and needs to be replaced. And there's no way to fix these boards because they have that conformal coating all over them. So if you see either one of those problems, it's just time to put a new control board in it. And come on over to Apex-Used-Appliance-Control-Boards.com and we will get you set up. Thank you so much. Okay, as promised, there is a part number on all the Samsung dryer and stickers here on the side of the board. So I'm on the side of the board here, and the number starts with DC, so it's 2 digits in, DC, and then it ends here in this G, and it's very important that that last digit be exactly the same. So when you're looking for these boards, DC9200123G, it can be A, B, C, G, J, all kinds of different letters, and it matters quite a lot on the back side of this part number here that it ends in G. That's going to make sure you get the right one for your dryer. So thanks again for watching this video, and we look forward to serving you at Apex-Used-Appliance-Control-Boards.com.